Let's see if High Point really holds up to its name. Okay, that probably broke it. I think it came into two pieces. Oh, my High Point. What is up, everybody, and welcome to what is hopefully the first of many videos out here on my newly acquired little piece of paradise. Now, towards the end, I'm going to get a little bit more into what this channel is going to be and who I am, but that's for the end of the video, because chances are, if you clicked on this video, either one, you already know who I am, or two, you don't really care. Now, real quick, before we get into anything, I'd like to address what might be the elephant in the room, and that is, you might be thinking, you said this is a newly acquired piece of paradise, so why exactly does it look like a tornado came through here and left everything but the house? Well, that's what happens when you buy land from somebody who, you know, dabbles in the methamphetamines, so, you know. Now, silly me thought that something as trivial as a legal contract stating you'll get all of your stuff off the land before I take ownership would mean something, but not here. Probably got a few days in civil court ahead of me, but that's not what you're here for. You are here for this, a $90 pistol. This is the High Point CF380, and it is probably the cheapest gun money can buy. I got this for $90 on Black Friday, all in after taxes and everything. I think normally they're closer to like $110, but if you are willing to wait around, they can be had for pretty cheap. I don't know if you can really buy a gun cheaper legally than $90, so I think this is about as low as it gets. So today, I want to do something super original for my first video. No one's ever done this before, a High Point torture test. I'm going to shoot it normally a little bit, you know, run it through some normal wear and tear situations, see how it holds up, and then I'm going to try to destroy it. So like I said, this is the High Point CF380, which means it's the 38 auto version, which I know might not be as desirable as the 9mm version, not that a High Point is really desirable to begin with. But the reason I chose this one was because it was $90, but also because I feel like this is a gun that a very specific kind of person is going to buy. If you're a person who's into guns, you might buy one of these just for fun, but you're probably not going to be betting your life on it. This is the kind of gun you buy for like $90 and then give to your grandma because she wants the peace of mind of having a gun, but she doesn't want to actually go buy a $500 or $600 gun. It's also not a gun that people are probably going to be going out plinking with or shooting a lot with. This is likely going to end up 99% of the time being a bedside table gun that doesn't really ever get used. So I wanted to put some rounds through it, test it normally before I try to destroy it, and give you guys an honest opinion on whether or not I think you should be giving this to your grandma. I got this gun probably 2 weeks ago and I haven't shot it yet, so we're all going to be learning together. But taking it out of the box, messing with it, cleaning it, I've got some first impressions that are not exactly great. So right off the bat, you can tell that this is a $90 pistol. It feels sort of like a Nerf gun, a really heavy Nerf gun. The one thing I always heard about High Points is that they feel like bricks in the hand. I don't really feel that. That might be because this is the smaller one. It's the 380 version. Maybe I would think that if I shot the 9mm one, but it honestly doesn't feel near as bad as I was expecting. It feels okay in the hand, but that's about where the positives end. It feels pretty cheap. The finish, the hand feel, I mean, there's not even a magazine in it, and it sounds like everything's loose, which we're going to get into a minute. I think a lot of things are loose. The finish might be the worst part about the gun. I don't know if you guys can really see this, but on the metal here, there are what appear to be permanent fingerprints on the pistol. It looks like somebody took this before it was finished or sealed or whatever, grabbed it like this, and then put it down to be sealed, because there are genuine fingerprints on the side of this gun. It's not exactly great. You can see the polymer starting to wear off already. Like I said, I haven't even shot this gun yet. So the finish and the feel, it's not great. I took apart this gun to clean it because I wanted to give it a fair shot when I came out and did this test. And when I took it apart, the trigger exploded. I'm not joking, the entire trigger linkage fell out of the gun and it took me about an hour to put it back together, which is also another thing. Disassembling and assembling this gun is a bitch. It's so bad, honestly, that I would recommend you not buying it just for that reason alone, because if you're going to be betting your life on a gun, you're going to want it pretty clean, and you're not going to want to clean this gun, I promise you. It requires a bunch of tools, it's not very intuitive, it's not like any other gun I've ever took apart. It's bad enough that I feel like it would make you not want to do maintenance on the gun, which is not good if you're using it for the application that I think you probably will be. With all that being said though, like I said, I haven't shot it yet, so I'm not going to give you a verdict until I do. Maybe it'll be the best shooter ever, and I'll say, well, even though it's a bitch to disassemble, it's worth buying. I don't expect to, but we'll see, right? So, let's shoot it. All right, so while I load this, a few other things that I forgot to mention. It doesn't come with a case, which, I mean, I guess is kind of to be expected with a $90 gun. It just comes with this cardboard box. So that's not ideal. You're gonna have to buy a case for it. I mean, you don't have to, but you should probably buy a case for it. One magazine. The magazine is not very good either. It feels kind of stinky. That's a pretty big theme throughout the entire gun, I guess. It just feels stinky. I think it holds 9 or 10. I don't actually know yet. We're gonna find out together, but I can't say my hopes are high. All right, never shot this thing before. That slide feels disgusting, but here we go. Okay, not terrible, really. The iron sights sort of suck. That might be on me, though. Might need to get used to them. It honestly doesn't feel that bad. It doesn't feel near as bad as I was expecting. Let's try it again. Okay. First impressions. It doesn't feel too bad to shoot, really, but the iron sights are really weird. I'm generally not too bad with pistols, but I feel like it's just not really lining up where it needs to. I feel like it's shooting very low. So I'm gonna give it a few more magazines. I only got one, so this is kind of a tedious process, but I'll get back with you shortly. Okay, so I put about 50 rounds through it at this point, and honestly, I don't really know if I have any complaints. I mean, the trigger's not great, but I think that's kind of to be expected. It really doesn't feel too bad. I haven't had any malfunctions. I know 50 rounds is not that many to really gauge that, but I feel like most malfunctions happen, you know, pretty right off the bat if it's going to be a repeating problem. So honestly, I can't really say I hate it. I also feel like I'm starting to kind of get the hang of it a little bit more. The iron sights aren't great, but I mean, it's a $90 pistol. What do you really expect, you know? Okay, so I guess scratch what I said about no malfunctions, but it's $90, okay? Keep it in mind. So, like I said, overall, it's really not bad. For $90, I would probably buy it again, and I don't know if I'd really be that uncomfortable betting my life on it. I wouldn't enjoy it, you know? It's not ideal, but it's definitely probably gonna get the job done from what I can tell. But that's been said before, you know? It's pretty well known at this point that high points are at least somewhat worth the money that you have to spend on them. Let's see how tough they are. Okay, so we fired it. We've done the practical stuff. Let's start doing what you really came here for. So this is an empty gun. Okay, we're being safe here, people. Let's see what happens when, oh God. Oh no. Oh goodness. Oh, my high point. Oh, do you think it's okay? Do you think it's okay? Maybe we should have dropped it from smaller heights at first. Okay, so we've got a singular bullet. Let's see if high point really holds up to its name. You know how high on meth you gotta be to think it's a good idea to burn a bike helmet? I don't question. So it looks pretty gross, but it's a high point. It's a high point. So surely that's not good. Not bad. All right, so the high point has a hidden feature. Not a whole lot of people know about this. When you're all out of ammo, you're still fine because you can just throw it. It's a brick after all. Okay, that probably broke it. I think it came into 2 pieces. That's not good. Okay, no, I think it broke the rock. It still slides. It still dry fires. Did I break a piece of rock with a high point? That's kind of impressive. What if I punt it? You think it's gonna hurt if I punt it? Oh, fuck! Oh, it did. Oh, God. Okay, so we managed to break the grip off. That's not necessary to shoot a gun. I don't even think it's really recommended. So, we're just gonna see if we can fandangle this back on and see if this is still firing. I think it will be. All right, one bullet, a freshly punted and rock-tossed high point. That's not good. It chambered. All right, clearly we're not doing enough here. So it's time to bring out the big dogs. This is my pond of what appears to be blue meth water. So if anything's gonna break this high point, it's gonna be this, right? Get in there. Guys, I think I might need to call the feds. There's been a murder. Someone dropped this gun. Who would do such a thing? The only reason I can think for throwing a high point into a pond is if you killed somebody, because nobody would just discard such a nice weapon. It still dry fires. I think this thing is indestructible. Okay, so I think we have sufficiently waterlogged our high point. Let's hope it doesn't explode in my hand, I guess. I guess it's time to see if it still shoots. The magazine is really not liking to go in right now, but you know, it's fine. We can make them. I don't know if that's supposed to happen. Okay, so it's getting a little jumpy. It's not exactly firing the way it was before, but I think that's, you know, probably to be expected, right? The magazine's getting really weird. It's not wanting to do anything for me, so might have to discipline it. I don't know. Okay, it didn't fall out that time, which is promising. It's really holding up pretty well. I mean, it feels just about as bad as it did before, which I guess is good, right? I think it's time to get a little more extreme. All right, so we've kicked it. We've put it in water. We've thrown it at rocks. We've done the normal things you do to a gun. Now it's time to get a little bit crazy, okay? Let's run it over. Now I've got a piece of cardboard over it because if it does explode, I'd rather not explode, you know, into my truck, but I promise it's under there. I think it needs another one. All right, I didn't really hear anything, so nothing happened. Okay, I'm starting to think that they might make this out of something that us citizens don't have access to. I think this is still gonna shoot, hopefully. I don't know if I might have, you know, damaged some internals and this is about to turn into a hand grenade. That would not be ideal, so I guess only time will tell, though. All right. I think the only responsible thing left to do is shoot it. I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm just gonna shoot it with a 22, but I want to see what happens. Well, guys, as I load this this 22 magazine, I feel a sense of somberness. I feel like I've really grown to know this high point, and I'm about to execute him. Or not, I don't know. I think maybe he'll survive it. I feel like it's not gonna survive getting shot by another gun, even if it is just a 22, but maybe. I don't know. Overall, though, I can't say I would not recommend a high point. I mean, that's pretty impressive what it's been through. I mean, I don't really do that to my other guns that often, so I don't know how standard that is. But I've got to say, I'm impressed. I think my impressedness, I don't know, however you say that, is about to end, though. I'm kind of sad. All right, so I definitely did not miss my first shot and blow off the trigger guard. I think it just got tired of being part of a high point and wanted to kind of, you know, move on to bigger and better things. This is definitely my first shot, okay? You trust me, right? Good. Well, I think we did it. This is the trigger, so I don't think it's shooting anymore. Well, guys, I think we have achieved our goal here. this is a broken gun. Kind of sad, because I was gonna use this, because I don't have anything else in 38. It held up pretty well. I mean, it's done for now. This is a goner. But for what we put it through, to have to shoot it, to break it, I'd say that's pretty impressive. Overall, would I recommend a High Point? I don't really know. Like I said, if it's a situation where a person's only gonna have one gun and they just want it for some peace of mind, then yeah, probably. But you can get a lot better gun than this for 100, 200 extra bucks, and I think that's worth the investment. Overall though, I've got to say I'm pretty impressed. Now, a little bit about what's going on here. So many of you guys are gonna know me as August the Duck. This is my new little project. This has been in the makings for a while now. I've been doing a lot of planning, and we are finally here filming our first video, and I'm pretty excited for it. For the first few videos, please excuse some production errors. We're all pretty new to this. This is my first time ever really being in front of a camera like this, so it's still a little awkward. We're all kind of learning, so go easy on us, please. Let me know what we can do better. Like I said, this is our first video out here, so there's gonna be some stuff to improve on. Your feedback is gonna be pretty helpful. We're all new to this, so really lay into us. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. Well, maybe a little bit, but that's fine. Don't worry about it, okay? Don't let that eat at you. There will be many, many more videos to come. This is not gonna be a rubber duck situation, a Miata situation, if you will. Some of you guys will know what I'm talking about, some of you won't. If you do, you're a real one. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the first video of, I don't know what I'm gonna name this channel yet. That's still in the works. Probably something to do with a bird, right? I mean, I feel like I gotta keep that going, so, but yeah, that's really it. Hope you guys enjoyed. High Point, I'm pretty impressed. Thanks for watching.